Angela Applewhite Hercules. I'm a nutritionist attached to the food policy division. Now, our department is actually here promoting our food-based dietary guidelines. And when we say dietary guidelines, all we're actually telling you is that we want you to eat healthy, and so we're giving you a guide. So our booth focuses on the 6 food groups. And so what we're actually talking about is using a variety, using color, adding texture when you're planning your meals. And so my lovely colleague here, Miss Selena, will give you some more insight.
My name is Selena Headley Smith, and I'm a nutrition surveillance officer. However, tonight we are promoting the 6 food groups. The 6 food groups is a basic guide for you to eat healthy every day. Now, these groups are staples, which provides us with energy, mostly energy foods. Then we have the food from animals and the legumes, which are the 2 main protein groups. And they both give you proteins. However, the food from animals are considered whole proteins, and the legumes, which are the peas and the beans, are animal proteins. So most times you have to eat double the amount of the legumes in order to get the amount of proteins that you will get from the food from animal. Then we also have the fruits and the vegetable groups, which provides us basically with minerals and vitamins, and these help us to fight off diseases and help us to prevent ourselves from getting diseases. Right? Now, each of these groups, there are certain amounts that you should eat every day in order for your meal to be healthy and balanced. And we use our hands as a jive to know exactly how much you should eat. The fallen fist represents the staples, and you should have 5 to 12 servings of staples every day. And this is your fist. It's specific to you. Then we have the inside of the palm of your hand, which represents the protein group, that is food from animals. You have to have 2 to 3 servings of this every day. A cup of one of your hands is for the legumes, and that you should also have 2 to 3 every day. Now, because vegetables are free foods and they provide fiber to the body that helps to remove extra fat from the intestines, as well as it also helps the good bowel movement. We promote that you eat a lot of those foods, vegetables, because they're high in fiber. And so both of your hands, as much as you can fit in both of your hands cups, is how much you should have as 1 serving. That, we want you to have 5. However, because it's often a challenge for people to get 5, we say at least 3 servings. Right? 3 servings of your cup of 2 hands. Now the fallen fist is also a serving of fruit. And we say have at least 2. Well, we also want you to have 5. So if you have a mango this size of your hand, that's 1 serving. If you have some pineapple this amount, that's another serving, and that's good. A lot of people also use juices, right? And they don't necessarily eat fruit. We're saying once you have juices, let it be juice, and maybe 1 or 3 glasses, 1 to 3 glasses during the day, which to make up for whatever you're having as a serving. All right. Now, these 6 food groups, as I just said, all provide the body with different nutrients, and all of them, once you have the amount you're required to have every day, will prevent yourself from getting different diseases, and you will help your body stay healthy. For example, the staples, if you have the right amount every day, you won't faint, you won't feel weak. The food from animal, if you have the right amount every day, you will get good mental growth. You won't be mentally retarded. The legumes, if you have the right amount every day, you will be not able to have constipation because you get good bowel movement. Vegetables, these provide you main minerals, and so you will actually you will actually be able to not have low resistance, all right, a slow recovery, and you will have low resistance to diseases, so you will be able to fight off diseases faster. And then the fruits, most times they help to give you kind of bright looking color, so you look really healthy and bright. The fats and oils, while it's thought to be a very bad group, they're very important. It helps to give the body warmth. But we say, try your best not to use a whole lot, right? And that one, the tip of your thumb is the serving of that. And you should have 2 to 4 every day. And the fats and oils also, if you want to indulge in them, try your best to exercise, right? Physical activity must come in. And all the other food groups give you energy and some amount of fats, with the exception of the vegetables and the fruits and the legumes. So you need to select a side, all right? Now, in these different food groups, they all have some special foods we call iron-rich foods. And iron-rich foods are very important for the body to have them make red blood cells.
anemia, oftentimes it might sound like a big word, but other words, what it's actually saying is that if you go to the doctor and the doctor say, look, you need to build your iron, or you need to build your blood, or you have weak blood, all he's telling you is that you're anemic. Now, there are certain signs or common signs that you can know that you're anemic. For example, if you notice your eyes are very white inside and it's looking very pale, that's a sign. If you find that you're feeling fatigue or you're feeling stress, like extra stress, for example, if you haven't been doing much, but then you just feel stressed out, or you feel like I'm weary, I'm tired, that's a sign. You need to take a check. For example, if you find that you're very agitated and so the slightest thing, you find you're getting all grumpy and scratchy, take a check. Now in that, because anemia is a big problem in Guyana, and when I say anemia, more iron deficiency anemia, we've been promoting anemia, iron. So for what our team is, look bright, eat right, stop anemia. So that's the team we're working with, and as such, we're promoting it using the 6 food groups, and we're actually informing persons that within that group, there are iron-rich foods, such for example, your leafy vegetables, your callaloo, your pak choy, even though you can use cabbage, or even belange. I know everybody say, oh, that itches my mouth. True at times, but that depends on some persons, but it's very rich in iron. Also, you have squash, you have your pumpkin. Outside of that, we have the meats. All right, but if, for example, you're a vegetarian person, we recommend you using your peas or your legumes, for example, your chana, your black eye. So we have, as you go further down, you'll see that we have recipe for the black eye bun, all right, or the black eye milkshake. So those are things that we promote, where we actually create recipes and we give persons. So that's one of the things that food policy does also. And then with this now, we let you know, for example, we have handouts here which actually guide persons as to where they can get their iron. Also, we promote our flour, all right? So with that, which is our Thunderbolt flour, the reason being is because it has been fortified. And when we say fortified, in other words, all we're saying is that that iron was added to that flour. So every time you have your roti or your bread or your bake, you're getting some iron right there. So with that, we have the meats and poultry. We have the peas again, our fruits and vegetables. However, with that though, you must use an enhancer. And when we say an enhancer, we're actually saying something that can help the absorption. So for example, those are the vitamin C foods. For example, our fruits, all right, our guava. We have also our cherries, which is very good also, and presently it is in season. So we also recommend that person use the fruits and the vegetables that are in season. Reason being, it's much cheaper and you have a quality. All right, so you don't just get any old thing, but rather you have good quality and it's going to be cheaper. So there's no reason for persons saying, oh, I can't afford fruits or I can't afford vegetables. But in everything, there's somebody who always gives trouble, and that's where the enhancers will come in. For example, you see we have some samples here. So that's where actually the trouble comes in. So we can say they are the troublemakers. But even though they're good, they still give some trouble. And the trouble that they actually give is that they stop the absorption from the absorption of the iron. So the body will not be able to absorb the iron when you use it with these foods, such as your cola or the black drinks, your coffee, your milk, your bush tea. Now, mind you, we're not saying it's not good. You can use it, but you must use it at least 1 to 2 hours after. And I'm saying this again, so persons do not go away with the wrong idea, thinking that they cannot use these items. Yes, they can, but you must use it at least 1 to 2 hours after. You do not use it when you're using your iron-rich meal. So, for example, if you're having your liver stew, for those liver lovers, if you're having liver stew for breakfast, then you do not use it with milk, or you do not use it with bush tea or your coffee. The reason being is because you will not be able to absorb that nutrients, which is the iron. So we ask you to use it at least 1 to 2 hours after.